Robert T. Kaplan in this book writes that destiny of the world would be decided by its waters. And looking at the maritime politics going on, this seems true. I am Ambreen and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. And today the topic under discussion is Indo-Pacific region. So up till now we have discussed the importance of Indo-Pacific region and why this region is so important in the global politics. So we have discussed the competition, the conflict and the issues going on in the Indian Ocean region, how global powers are competing there. Now we are going to discuss the competition, the conflict and the issues going on in Pacific Ocean region with special focus on the South China Sea issue. So basically, a competition, a tug of war between China and the US is going on in the Indo-Pacific region. Both these powers, they are trying hard to maintain their hegemony, to gain a hegemonic control over each other. And they are working along with their allies. They are doing multiple things, including the naval exercises, deployment, and including the other things, for example the trade war, for example spotting their opponents. So when we talk about the naval exercises, as we have discussed about the exercises conducted in Indian Ocean region, for example we have discussed the PASIX exercise and Malabar exercise that was conducted in 2015 and that is going to be conducted this year again. So if we talk about the naval exercises in the Pacific region, according to the articles published in different newspapers, for example, I took these two examples from Al Jazeera and then it's a US based newspaper. According to these reports, a trilateral exercise was conducted by Australia, Japan, US, and Philippines. So basically, it became a multilateral exercise once Philippine Navy joined it. And according to this the defense post, the Australian, Japanese, South Korean, and US navies conducted Pacific Vanguard. That is again a naval fleet exercise. So basically, the main purpose behind these naval exercises is to ensure the cooperation in the region. So this is the stance that US and her allies take, that these exercises just aim to ensure, to reinforce the cooperation. But China and her allies sees it as a threat. They sees it as a challenge, that these exercises totally aim at challenging the Chinese hegemony. So China is, of course, conducting naval exercises on and off in South China Sea and in other areas, in other regions of the Pacific Ocean. For example, Chinese fleet last year crossed the international date line. Basically, international date line is a vertical line in the Pacific Ocean that divides Pacific Ocean in the western half and in the eastern half. So on the eastern side, it leaves the US and leaving China on the western side. This is the line that defines a maritime boundary between the two states. So crossing this state line meant to challenge US hegemony in Pacific Ocean region. So in response to this, we can also refer to recent activity of US Navy and Air Forces that went up to 70 nautical miles near Chinese territory. So this was clearly, obviously, the sovereignty breach, and according to reports, the Chinese intelligence blocked communication between these naval forces and American intelligence and their control room. So the communication was blocked for about 35 to 37 seconds, and once the communication was restored, these naval forces went back to their water limits. So this also proves Chinese technological dominance. And another example of that is the fifth generation J-20B, that is the fighter jet that China prepared. So this competition keeps on going, and talking about naval exercises, the most recent one is RIMPAC 2020. Basically, RIMPAC means Rim of Pacific. So this is the exercise that is conducted biannually, and this was initially started in 1971, and this one in 2020 it was the 27th exercise. It is said to be world's largest naval exercise because 10 nations participated in this exercise, and those nations included US and her allies including South Korea, Japan, Philippines, New Zealand, and many more. So overall, approximately about 5,300 personnel participated in this exercise. So this was the most recent exercise because it just ended on 31st August 2020. So if you want to be exact about the dates, it was conducted from 17 August till 31st August 2020. Another example of the competition in the Pacific Ocean can be seen in form of the Marshall Islands and Guam Island, because Hainan Island, that is in the south of China, that is the island where almost 90 or 80% of Chinese military and naval exercises or activities are conducted. So in order to keep a check, in order to keep an eye on the activities of Chinese Liberation Army or Chinese Navy, America has built naval bases on these islands, the Guam Island and Marshall Island. So from here, America look at the things that China is doing in South China Sea or China is doing in Pacific Ocean. So this is another illustration of the competition going on in order to establish hegemony or dominance over one another. Now, if we talk about South China Sea, what issues are going on in South China Sea, it is important to understand the importance of South China Sea, why this area is so important. So basically there are islands that have untapped natural reserves. For example, there is 11 billion barrels untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet natural gas. So basically these natural resources make these islands and this territory and this area of South China Sea very important for the nations surrounding it. So according to a report published by the Center for Strategic and International Studies in 2016, the trade worth of about 4 trillion passes through South China Sea. And if we talk about global liquefied natural gas trade, about 40% of it transits through South China Sea. And as we all know that China has started to build artificial islands. China has built up to 3,200 acres of new land in the areas of Paracel Islands and Spratly Islands. So this is the point where US interests are disturbed. So basically China has constructed ports, military installations and airstrips. So US has objected all these formations. US is continuously objecting these installations and these construction of artificial islands. So China is claiming the right to own these islands, while Vietnam is saying that since they have ruled these islands since 17th century, so they are the owner, they have the right to own these islands. There are other states like Philippines, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia who claim their claims and their right of ownership on these islands and the waters of South China Sea. So basically here it is a clear depiction of the conflict going on with regard to the boundaries. Here it is the 9-dash line that is claimed by China, because China has constructed artificial islands. So now China is saying that according to international law, since these islands are my territory, so my exclusive economic zone is now extended, while other states they negate this claim and they say no, our claim over these waters and these area, it is valid, it is lawful. So for example, Philippines filed a case against China in the International Court of Arbitration, and the ruling was given in the favor of Philippines, but China refused to accept that ruling. So this is all that is going on in South China Sea. So other issues going on, other competition going on, other conflicts going on in Pacific Ocean include, of course, the US-China trade war, because US has imposed tariffs on the goods of worth about $550 billion, and in response to that, China imposed tariffs on the goods worth $185 billion. So that is a huge amount. So luckily this war is somehow resolved by an agreement signed by both states, and let's hope that all the issues, including the issues going on in South China Sea, they get resolved soon. So this is all the competition, the conflicts, and the issues going on in Indo-Pacific region. And since now we are done with the competition going on in this area, in the next video we will be doing the cooperation, what alliances are being done or were done in the past in the Indo-Pacific region. So keep watching the channel.